Almost 2 months ago, Buffalo police officer Craig Lehner died during a routine training exercise in the Niagara River. But there are still so many questions about what happened under the water. Buffalo homicide detectives and the state have been investigating this for weeks. The police department says Lehner was snagged on something underwater. But what was it?
As Ed Dranch discovered in this I-Team investigation, there are many hidden hazards divers may not even know about.
Rushing along the Niagara River.
It's a dangerous waterway, probably the most dangerous.
We see the inherent danger is in the current.
The Niagara River is very fast.
But what's beneath the water near Broderick Park
3 cars in a pickup truck
poses a bigger problem not only for boaters, but divers alike. Roman Figler is the chief of surveys from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Not sure how they got there, but they're there.
He points to these 3D sonar images as proof, mapping out the bottom of the river. A car here, another car there.
You can see there's logs on the bottom.
You can also see how uneven it is 20 feet down. These scans were taken in real time during the initial days of the search for Buffalo police officer Craig Lehner, who went missing during a routine training dive in October. It's believed Lehner got caught on something under the water, which led to his death. Jesse Pettit maps the river for the Army Corps.
You could narrow it down to smaller areas where the person to be recovered would be, and maybe even find that person.
The equipment the Army Corps is using is so advanced it can detect something as small as a basketball underwater, which is why it was pivotal in the search for Lehner's body. As far as the investigation goes, the I-Team has now learned divers who were here when Lehner went missing are now being interviewed by detectives. We've also learned this was Lehner's first dive in this part of the water.
It's one of those things that we have to train for.
Buffalo Police Captain Jeff Rinaldo says these sonar scans are being reviewed by investigators. Thing is, these images were not available to divers before this deadly training exercise.
How dangerous is not knowing what's beneath the water?
It is very dangerous, and I know that a lot of people have questioned, if it's that dangerous, why do you do it? But it is in our front yard.
The Buffalo Police Department did not have access to this map because there wasn't one prior to the deadly dive. The Army Corps routinely maps out part of the river in what's called navigable water used by mariners. They monitor the Black Rock Canal for hazards and water depth near where Lehner's body was found, but not where the dive started at Broderick Park.
Who usually maintains that area?
It's not navigable, so it's not maintained.
By anyone?
Correct.
Should it be maintained?
And my thought on that would be no, it's not practical to do that.
Daryl Edmiston is an expert diver with nearly 50 years experience.
But even taking pictures of it once a year, well, a few months later, that bottom of the structures, while they're there, could change and move. So a picture that's a year old or 6 months old may not be accurate anymore.
There are some hazard maps, however, maintained by NOAA that would highlight issues like this shipwreck at the bottom of the river, as picked up by the Army Corps sonar scan, and similar issues that might appear near Broderick Park.
Now we've got a documented record of what's down there.
It's unclear if these maps will be used in future training exercises. But all training dives have been suspended in this part of the river until further notice, while investigators find out exactly what happened in this underwater mishap. Ed Dranch, 7 Eyewitness News.
The I-Team has formally requested information about the underwater recovery team, including budget requests, equipment used, and the qualifications of each member. That request was denied because of this looming investigation. State investigators will not comment on where the investigation stands tonight, but we'll keep pushing for answers.